The forthcoming NATO summit in Wales in September this year will take place under a very different security environment in Europe. Barely a year ago, it looked like the conversation during the Wales summit would focus primarily on Afghanistan, given that the most allied combat forces are scheduled to leave that country by the end of 2014. However, following Russia's annexation of Crimea, all of a sudden the NATO conversation is now about Eastern Europe. The Eastern European allies are demanding reassurance, and NATO is promising reassurance. So I think the conversation in Wales is going to focus on the mechanics of that reassurance. My article in the forthcoming issue of the Rusi Journal tries to look at the main questions that NATO will confront in the near future. For the past 20 years, NATO has been focusing its energies pretty much out of area through initiatives such as its Partnership for Peace and extended partnership initiatives and cooperative security initiatives, and also out of crisis management operations. But now there are more and more allies, particularly in Central and Eastern Europe, that are conveying the message that NATO should go back to basics and concentrate on defense and deterrence tasks in the European continent. So what my article does is try to look at possible ways of reconciling an ongoing demand for NATO to be out of area with the demand emanating from some Central and Eastern European capitals, and not just Central and Eastern European capitals, for NATO to focus more on reassuring the defenses of Europe. One of the greatest problems, I think, that the alliance is facing is that after some 10 years of wars in Afghanistan, and for some allies also in Iraq, the Western publics are tired of war. They're tired of engagements overseas, and they feel that the home front requires greater attention. And we've seen the European countries and also the United States and Canada experience a major financial and economic and even political crisis over the last few years. And the European public feels that the priority of their governments should be in restoring confidence at home, and that means there are less resources for defense. And this is indeed one of the greatest problems that the allies are going to have to grapple with. The NATO summit that will be held in Wales in September this year will not be an ordinary summit, because 2014 marks a crossroads for the Atlantic Alliance, and I think Russia's annexation of Crimea in February this year, and the fact that most Allied combat forces are set to leave Afghanistan by the end of the year, and Washington's intention to rebalance to the Asia-Pacific illustrate this fact, illustrate the importance of 2014 for NATO and for the future of European security, and trying to work out how these themes relate to each other is a very difficult task, and that will be the task of the heads of state and government of the allied countries, and that's indeed with the special feature of the June issue of the Rusi Journal tries to do.